Some recruitment methods, right? As I've said, we're grassroots organizing, so we need to grow. Growing bottom up, growing in our communities is the key to seeing state level, citywide success, state level success, national level success, and global success, right? We got to start at the bottom, get to the point where we can elect thousands across the country to, of Greens and independent socialists to local office. That's going to be the springboard, which gets us into state legislatures, which gets us into Congress, which, has us, challenging, actually becoming a real spoiler, and providing real challenges on national level elections and things like that. So recruiting methods. This is from Organizing Methods in the Steel Industry by William Z. Foster. You may say, Chris, that piece is 100 years old. How relevant could it be? Well, I will say that this was the organizing guide that was heavily leaned on by the Amazon workers in Staten Island, who successfully won their unionization vote. Ignoring the fact that they don't have a contract, right? They've won their vote, but they haven't been able to get a contract, and the internal problems they've had and they've been having with organizing since the win. They got that first win, and they got it using the centuries old text. So Organizing Methods in the Steel Industry by William Foster. Few different ways that we can go about it, right? Individual recruitment, which is especially using the chain system, where members recruit their friends and neighbors as new members, right? Basically a pyramid scheme, but a pyramid scheme for socialism. What you're going to do is when you get an engaged member, hey, you've been organizing with us, you've been doing really good work. Do you know anyone else, that might want to get involved? And that's your chain system, right? The easiest way to double membership in your organization is to ask everyone to bring a friend, right? And if they all succeed, you've doubled your membership with very low, resource requests on any one individual's part. So this chain system of individual recruitment. Then you've got open recruitment, inviting the public to meetings, have current members immediately ready to enroll people. You can invite new folks to an onboarding before the meeting, or pull them aside during part of it while other business is going on, to kind of, when you identify that person you think's really interested in, you want to reel them in. You want to have that more engaged conversation. You're much better off having that conversation and spending your time talking to the person that's on the fence, that's leaning your way, than arguing with the person that opposes you, right? That person that you're arguing with is just sucking all the air out of the room. And while you're fighting with them, someone who might have been, a 5-minute talk away from getting involved just walked out the door because you were so distracted by winning an argument, right? We're way better off when we're having these public meetings, targeting those people that aren't, and again, that's not necessarily organizing, it's mobilizing. But we're trying to grow in this situation. So, when we have these meetings, when you have your educational events, when you have your social events, just because it's a social event doesn't mean there shouldn't be someone there ready to collect names, phone numbers, email addresses, of people coming in and people who are interested in learning more. And the same goes, when you have an educational event or a business meeting, when that new person shows up at your business meeting and you see their eyes glossing over somebody who's not actively involved in the conversation, pull them aside and have a conversation about why they showed up. Why'd you come here? Why were you interested in the Green Party? And get them going, and try to get through, get that little bit extra out of them that way. And then there's mass agitation, right? Slogans, popularizing the demands of the movement, publicity, printed materials, radio, podcasts, mass meetings. There's a quote from Foster: "One good mass meeting is better than a dozen indifferent ones." That's really important, right? Don't just have a meeting for the sake of having a meeting. If you're going to have a meeting, make sure you're going to do the work, make sure you're ready. If you see a meeting's not going to be what you planned, don't be afraid to delay it, right? It may seem like a short-term failure, but by taking a step back and allowing yourself the space to reorient, you may be able to take multiple steps forward by having a much better event that gets you a better return. And then, as we've discussed about it previously, educational programming is another option for mass agitation, right? If you want to change something in your community, one of the first steps you need to take is to educate your community about why change needs to occur. So that's a key part of mass agitation.